It's your boy Gooner in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, again we've come up with more and more news and stuff about Arsenal. So make sure you subscribe and be a part of this community, because I come up with these kind of news about Arsenal every single day. And also we have some special series starting in this channel, so stay tuned. And definitely I've put up something in the community tab so you guys can go and describe Granit Xhaka in one word. Well, let's move on with the first news of the day. It's pretty much simple. Arsenal's player of the month for September has been spoken about. Well, it's Matteo Guendouzi. Congratulations, Matteo, to be Arsenal's player of the month for September. And great performances, consistent performances, that is what I can say. Other than Aubameyang and Leno at the between the sticks, I have seen Matteo performing quite consistently, and I'm really happy about him. Moving on, Dani Ceballos opens his lid about his future with Arsenal. He says, I can't tell you what will happen. I have 8 months left with Arsenal. I can only give Arsenal thanks for trusting me. Also to the fans who have even made me a song. I hope it lasts a long time. I don't feel sorry for not being in Madrid. I didn't play or enjoy football. I knew the importance of this year. My goal is to reach Euro to 2020, and going to Arsenal has been a very important step in my career. Well, this is quite odd, because I think this clearly mentions that he's definitely not happy in Madrid. And I think with Federico Valverde actually stamping his authority, I don't think so. Dani Ceballos has a future with Madrid. Moving on, Kieran Tierney has 6. Yes, he has created more chances for Arsenal this season than Sead Kolasinac, which is 5. But it could be really, I think it could be robbery, because I think the opponents that Kieran Tierney has faced is quite different to what Sead has faced. So no, it does not make any sense to compare them. But the crosses, and I think Kieran Tierney is much of an upgrade when you compare him with Sead Kolasinac. So I think yes, I'd like to see him against Sheffield. Moving on, Arsene Wenger has opened the lid, ladies and gentlemen, while accepting, I'm so sorry about that, accepting the award for Legends of Football. He said this: when I think what Arsenal did when I arrived here, I think it was a really brave, and I respect that. Give a chance to Mr. Nobody. Yes, Arsene Wenger was Mr. Nobody when he arrived here, and he is a legend that we will never forget. Moving on, well, Osei Totu, I told you that he is actually has joined VFL Bochum for that, so that he could get more and more playing time. Well, the problem is that he's not getting that much amount of game time. There's lack of game time at VFL Bochum, and Christian Gamboa is the preferred fullback for VFL Bochum. So the former Celtic and West Brom French player is definitely the best for the Bundesliga 2 side. So Osei Totu is definitely on the bench. Moving on, Reece Nelson is set to spend 3 weeks on the sidelines. He's underwent scan on Friday on a potential knee injury and has been pulled out of the international duties as well. So get well soon, Reece. We will definitely wait for you. Moving on, Paul Merson opens up about, do Liverpool actually have a chance to go unbeaten through the season? He says, no chance Liverpool go through the Premier League season unbeaten. What Arsenal did all those years ago, that's some going. What Liverpool are doing, winning all these games on the trot, though, it's ridiculous. Obviously, I think it's quite ridiculous to win 8 games, and especially the Leicester game. Oh my god. Well, it clearly suggests that you need awful amount of luck also, because I think it was quite bizarre to get a penalty of that on the challenge on Sadio Mane, but still Pepe didn't get a penalty against Bournemouth, so it's quite robbery. We Arsenal fans are definitely not happy about it. Moving on, Arsene Wenger has opened the lid about what he feels of Nicolas Pepe. He says, I like the player and I thought it was a good decision to sign him. He's not yet completely adapted and you have to give him some time. He looks a little bit to be playing not with the freedom he did in France at the moment. Thank you so much, legend, to open the lid and definitely opening a lot of eyes on, especially this would open a lot of eyes to those Arsenal fans who believe that Nicolas Pepe should not have been signed but Wilfred Zaha should have been signed. Well, I'm so sorry. If Nicolas Pepe is definitely trying to, if he becomes a success at Arsenal, well, we would definitely, that would be a very big slap on all the different fans of different clubs who are definitely making sure that Nicolas Pepe is a failure, and also to a lot of Arsenal fans who believe that Nicolas Pepe should not have been signed. Probably they do not have the right amount of patience, and that's the reason why they are actually agitated with it. Moving on, Emiliano Martinez opens the lid about him staying at Arsenal and fighting for his place. He says, Arsene Wenger always trusted me. Beyond his departure, people stayed in the club that already knew me. Unai Emery, the current coach, wanted to see me and was very surprised with me. In fact, I stayed because I knew I had real chances. Otherwise, I would have gone to play somewhere else. He deserves to play somewhere else as well, or he deserves to play a regular amount of football. That's all I want to say, because the way, I mean, his emergence is quite sorted between the sticks. He doesn't care whoever is in front of him, the defenders. Emiliano Martinez is a different presence, and definitely trust me on this. He has a future somewhat like Wojciech Szczesny, how he landed up at Juventus. Emiliano Martinez deserves a Champions League football, and trust me, he deserves to be a regular playing keeper, and we are lucky to have him on our side. Moving on, Nicolas Pepe. Well, it's very quite embarrassing because Nicolas Pepe has made it to Sun Sports' worst Premier League signings of the season, and it's really sad. Well, how can it really jump to the gun straight away? I mean, the season is long. Well, it's overdue, and we've just had somewhere around 3 months, and into 3 months, and you have already given a verdict that Nicolas Pepe has been a failure. Too premature. Moving on, Martin Keown opens the lid on Mesut Ozil. Will Mesut Ozil ever play for Arsenal again? He says, I think it's disappointing that someone with that amount of talent can't find his way into the Arsenal team. And again, that's about a balance. That's about a player wanting to graft and show other side of his game. Until he does that, he won't be in this new Arsenal team. So it is very much clear, even to the legends of Arsenal, that if you play, if you show some intent, if you show some improvement in your game, we will definitely be into the new look Arsenal. But otherwise, make sure this January, or probably in the next summer transfer window, you're off where you belong and where you will get a better amount of playing time.